Pre-decisions don't shrink your life, they make room for it. Less thinking and more being.
Hello and welcome to the Encourager Podcast, where we talk about real life and real systems so you can joyfully harmonize both home and work. I'm your host, Rebecca Scott. I'm a wife, mom, designer, coach, and lifelong systems thinker. And I help overwhelmed women build simple, sustainable rhythms that actually work for their real lives. Around here, we talk about priorities, pre-decisions, and practical tools that bring peace instead of pressure. Because you don't need more hustle, you need better systems and more grace. Today's episode is a good one.
Hello, Encouragers. On this week's podcast, I want to talk to you about something that I know you've heard a lot of. It's kind of becoming this buzzword, but in the best way because it is true, and that is decision fatigue. And you know that I'm big about the pre-decisions. And when we set forth planning our pre-decisions, we will naturally reduce the decision fatigue that just so frequently happens when we're running as many roles and as many passions and as many things as we are. We're naturally going to get fatigued by all the billions of little tiny decisions. So today I want to talk to you about some pre-decisions that I have made, asking you frequently to ask yourself, what are some pre-decisions that you can make that will help reduce that decision fatigue that we all feel throughout the day, not just even at the end of the day. We end up feeling it all day long. And so we're going to reduce that by making some really strategic pre-decisions. Decision fatigue isn't because you're bad at life or that you're going through perimenopause. It's not just that. It's because you're deciding too much. Pre-decisions, they're not rigid, but they are life-giving. Think of it like this: less thinking and more being. I did not say more doing. I said more being, because you're not rethinking everything. Most of us aren't overwhelmed because our lives are hard. We're overwhelmed because we're deciding everything all day long. What to eat, when to work, should I respond now or later? Is this a yes or a no? And by the end of the day, we're just exhausted, not from doing, but from deciding. Decision fatigue is that quiet drain you don't notice until you're snapping or numbing or doom scrolling. It's not one big decision. It's the 1,000 tiny ones leading up to anything. So today I want to give you a tool that has changed how I live and I work, and it is the tool pre-decisions. These are rules I don't revisit, and they're permissions I've already given myself. Now, if rules made you feel a little goofy, fine. Call it guidelines, you guys, whatever you have. But remember, I said they're not necessarily rigid. They're just tools that you will refer back to frequently so that you don't have to keep thinking about the same things over and over. So ask yourself while you're listening to this or at the end of this podcast, remember I always say within first 10 minutes of listening to the podcast, what can you apply in your own life? I want you to ask yourself, what is a decision that I have to make daily that is really draining by the end of the day? Okay, and then reflect back on that. And I'll give you some examples here. A pre-decision is deciding once ahead of time, so future you doesn't have to negotiate. I love this. So future you doesn't have to negotiate with tired you. Okay, tired you does not make good decisions. We already know this. We can already recall the decisions we made when we were tired or the things we gave up on when we were tired. So the pre-decision helps reduce making those decisions or those negotiations with tired you. Remember, pre-decisions are not rigid, they're life-giving. They create less thinking and more being. Key word here, more being, not doing. So of course, I thought that the best way to give you some examples for some of my best pre-decisions would be to divide them up into the 5 systems. The 5 systems are what I coach on exclusively so that you can run better systems within your home and your work life. I believe everybody has these systems, whether you're married or not, whether you have children or not, we all kind of function in these 5 main systems. So today I'm going to talk about 2 of my best decisions so far for these pre-decisions, but they're always subject to change. And I do always encourage you, as you're listening to the podcast, make sure to find us on Instagram and sign up for our email newsletter, because we love to exchange ideas with you guys about what your pre-decisions are so we can share them with the community. Okay, for the me system, remember, this is how do you get a full charge. Each one of us is going to look different. For me, 2 pre-decisions that I made in my me system that helped me so much is email. Now, I know this would probably belong in the work system, but I am putting it in the me system because it's just so frequent that this reflects personally on me when I wake up. I used to worry about this. So I put it in the me system. And here is my pre-decision for it. I check email twice a day, period. I don't ask then in the early morning hours, should I check it right now? I have a few minutes. No. I don't ask at night. Should I check it right now? No, I have pre-decided that I will check it twice a day. I already decided. And so if I've done it twice a day, then I don't check it again. Or for me, I've taken it to the next level, of course, and I check it at certain times of the day. I'm not even going to tell you those certain times of the day because sometimes mine change and I don't want it to be rigid for you guys. Okay. I don't want it to be rigid, but I do check my email twice a day. There's your permission, everybody. Great pre-decision. And my second pre-decision for the me system is my skincare. I pre-decide that I will do my skincare in the evening, probably 5 to 6 times a week, but I pair that with when I get ready for bed. It's a non-negotiable. I know this one is so simple because it's like, well, of course, that's when you do your skincare. But some of you do skincare in the morning or whatever. I do not have time. I have found myself stressing out. So I do my skincare steps at night before I brush my teeth. And that is my pre-decision. That is going to happen no matter what. Now, I want you to ask yourself in your me system how you're getting a full charge. What are some things that you could pre-decide happen no matter what? So that you're not asking yourself all day long, when am I going to get that workout in? When am I going to get my skincare done? When am I going to go on that girlfriend date? Okay, you're not going to keep asking questions all day long. You're going to pre-decide, I always have girlfriend dates every other Friday of the month, whatever that might look like. Again, remember, they're not rigid. They don't have to be anyways. They need to be slightly flexible, but also a pre-decision that it's going to happen. And so for yourself, what in your me system could you pre-decide on? Okay, for your food system, and this system is asking yourself, what's for supper? Like, that's the biggest question is like, what are we going to eat for supper tonight? So my pre-decisions for my food system is that Sunday night is fend for yourself. There's no planning. I have zero guilt. There's no creativity required on my behalf, unless the children want to do their own little creativity. I don't care. And everybody survives, you guys. So when I pre-decided, and this was something I grew up with, also my mom said it was fend for yourself night. And so that's what we call Sundays. I know that Sunday night I have the night off. Everybody's going to fend for themselves. They are all well fed, I promise you. And I don't have to plan it or feel guilty about it. It is a pre-decision that I have loved and adored. Feel free to borrow it. My second pre-decision for the food system is that most of my groceries will come from Aldi. And that for me, and this is not a plug, I wish I got endorsed for that, but it's just because it's one stop. It has the majority of the things that I need. It can make fewer decisions when I'm in there because I don't have all the selection that other stores have. It's less wandering for me because I know where things are and it's done. Really, like I already know how long, I time everything. I know how long it takes me to buy groceries on Wednesday mornings. It's just way less decisions about, where am I going to get that? And where am I going to get the best deal? And well, I could go across town or I could maybe go to the stop over here. Yuck. So for me, a pre-decision is that I get the majority of my groceries from Aldi. Ask yourself, in your food system, what are a couple, and let's just start with 2, what are 2 pre-decisions you could make for your food that will help you not to keep thinking about it all day long? Like you always buy snacks at wherever. You always go shopping for groceries on this day. Make a couple pre-decisions in your food system to reduce all that decision fatigue.
Hey, encouragers, hope you're enjoying this episode. We'll be right back after this short break. This episode of The Encourager is brought to you by Rebecca Scott Designs, where we create thoughtfully designed purses and accessories that support your real life, not just your outfit. Every bag is designed with intention, handcrafted right here in South Dakota, and built around the belief that beauty and function should work together. From custom fabrics and linings to leathers, zippers, and really cool features, you get to design a piece that truly fits your life. Visit designyourownbag.com to create your own custom bag and use code ENCOURAGER for $10 off your purchase. For my home system, the first pre-decision I make in my home system that I absolutely love is laundry on Monday. That's what it is. I start at Sunday night, but I don't ask throughout the week, should I put a load in today? Am I going to be gone? Is it going to be done at this time? And, it's like hair math. It's like laundry math. No, not for me. Laundry is Monday, period. That's when I do my laundry. Ask yourself, maybe, what is a better system for your laundry so you can pre-decide how it's going to be done? And my second pre-decision for the home system is chores happen on Sunday afternoon. You've heard me podcast about this a little bit, but this reduces the fatigue during the week when I'm like, that's really messy. We need to do that right now. No, chores are on Sunday. Gosh, I wonder if we could just squeeze it in this afternoon so that, nope. All of those things that come up, I no longer have to worry about because chores happen on Sunday afternoon. Now my family is all on board with it as well. And so I don't have that ongoing thought. I was like, well, we could do chores quick here or there. No,
chores happen on Sunday afternoon. The decision has been made, and now my family just needs to execute on it. Ask yourself, in your home system, this is, remember, creating a sanctuary where you can land and your family feels safe and secure. Okay, that's your home system. What are a couple pre-decisions you could make for your home system that will allow you to keep that sanctuary and stop having decision fatigue in that system? For the work system, my first pre-decision for the work system is no meetings on Monday. Because it's so high production for RSD, I do all of the kit making, I do all of the surging, we ship on Mondays. It's just very high production. So I decided years ago, if that's what Monday looks like, which I love my Mondays, there would be no meetings on Monday. Then I communicate that with my assistant, and she knows that, and most of my family knows that too. They tried to do 4-H meetings on Monday nights, and I was like a toddler. It's like, absolutely not. Even meetings in the evening, I'm like, no way. Thankfully, the person who wanted it got outvoted, and nobody wanted to do a meeting on Monday. It was glorious. My best work happens when I protect my best energy. And because I know how much I love high production and I love Mondays, I'm not interrupting it with a meeting. What would that look like for you? And my second pre-decision for the work system is that Friday afternoons are meant to keep light and creative work only. So again, that doesn't involve a meeting. That doesn't involve any spreadsheets. That makes me want to throw up a little bit just thinking about it. So my Friday afternoons is my work order time. I get to stand in my studio closet and design the stuff for the next week. I do some creative writing on Friday afternoons. That is a pre-decision that I look forward to. And then I just know I'm not going to block in different things on Friday afternoon that feel heavy or that aren't creative. Ask yourself for your work system, and the work system is answering the questions who, what, when, where, and why. What are a couple pre-decisions you could make in your work system, communicate them clearly to your coworkers, your team, or whatever, that would allow you to have less decision fatigue during the week? So that could be, the email that I put in the me system for myself personally. Maybe that's for you. Maybe that's when you're deciding when your meetings are or aren't going to happen. Maybe that's you deciding that you will always write in this corner. Maybe that's just where your creativity takes off, where you kind of get in your zone. What are a couple pre-decisions for your work system that will reduce the decision fatigue in that particular system? In my family system, I love these two pre-decisions. Number one is we show up for family. Now, this is kind of like a mantra for us, but it also helps me know that if there's a niece or a nephew or one of my siblings has an event coming up, we show up. That's it. Now, some would say, oh my gosh, that's like saying yes to everything. Nope. It's just one of our family mantras that we live by. And it allows me to know that when it's put on the texter that there's an event coming up, we're going to be there. I mean, within reason. Sometimes, of course, we can't go. But if even just a few of us can go, families show up. I have pre-decided that is something that we will live by. And then I don't have to think about it all week. Like, should we go? Should we not go? Nope. For us, now this isn't for everybody, you guys, but this is for me. We're going to show up. I don't have to reevaluate every single invitation. I know families show up. And the second one for my family system, and I should say, remember, the family system is living the legacy that you also want to leave behind. Okay. The second one is no double screens. And what I mean by this is if the TV is on, then the phones are off. If they're on the iPad, then they don't also have their phone and also have the TV going. No double screens. I hold people accountable to this in my family, and they hold me accountable. There's too many screens, as we know. There's too many addictions with our screens and having so much going on. And the brain and myself cannot handle it. And so if I walk into a room, they know that they're going to have only one screen going, which means they also have to communicate to each other what they want to do together because they only get to pick one of the screen. Together means together. Ask yourself, in your family system, living the legacy you also want to leave behind, what are some pre-decisions you can make so that you have less decision fatigue for your family system? Here's why these pre-decisions will work, whichever you choose for your own families. I gave you an example of mine, but feel free to think of them for yourself. Notice that they are not fancy. They're not perfect. They're not someone else's system, which is why I keep asking you, ask yourself for you, what would that look like? They're just decisions that I don't have to revisit. And every one of them frees up mental space for presence, for creativity, for prayer, and for peace. So here's your challenge. I've been asking you this whole time to ask yourself in each system, but if that feels a little bit overwhelming, I want you to just pick one pre-decision, just one of them not 10 of them. That would be awesome. My little overachievers out there, you go get them, Tigers. But if you just pick one, even that will reduce the decision fatigue you are experiencing. You don't have to do a total life overhaul. Just one thing you're tired of deciding, so you're going to pre-decide right now. Decide it once, give yourself permission, tell your family and yourself about it, and move on. And of course, if you want a little cheater, think of one of the systems, me, food, family, work, or home, and pick just one of them, okay? And just start with that. This is the version of 1% that I'm a real big fan of. And remember, you only take it to 80%. We are not perfecting it. We are going to stay in the excellent zone. Listen, encouragers, you don't need more discipline. You need fewer decisions. Pre-decisions don't shrink your life. They make room for it. Less thinking and more being. Until next time, encouragers, we got this because he's got us.
If this podcast has encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a 5-star review. It truly helps more women find these conversations. And if you're listening thinking, I don't need more motivation, I need someone to help me figure out my actual life, that's exactly what I do. Through Encourager Academy and one-on-one coaching, I help women build personalized systems for their home, work, and life rhythms. No cookie-cutter routines, but structures that fit your unique personality, your season, and your capacity. You can explore the Academy or book a free discovery call at theencouragerpodcast.com. Let's take your next small step forward together.